Good afternoon and welcome back to the Bears Sports Network here on BTV. My name is Luke Mansfield. Alongside me is Davis Nutter as the Bears women's soccer team is getting ready to face off against Framingham State in this conference matchup. Framingham State 3-5-2 on the year. The Bears sitting at 3-3. Coming to this one, both looking for a big win here in conference play today. Starting for the Bears, Olivia Robarge, Emily McCormick, Alexis Vanderzide, Tristan Gomes, Jenna Sweeney, Natalie Matos, McKenna Lessard, Sydney Dewhurst, Bailey Brown, Hope Montgomery, and Logan Levesque in net. And for the Rams, Catherine Cooney, Victoria Potter, Haley Ring, Grayson Teller, Haley Baker, Rosalie Pagoni, Olivia Colling, Abigail Pratt, Isabella Fisher, and Megan McAuliffe with Madison McGone. In the net, two juniors here in net for both these teams. Just about to get underway. The Bears won their last game out at Gordon 3-1. Before that, their last conference matchup was against Fitchburg. That was a 1-1 draw at Fitchburg on Saturday, September 28th. So the Bears looking to carry the momentum they have from that win at Gordon today into this matchup against Framingham State.
You know, I'm happy to be here and calling this game. You never know how fortunate you are to call a game. And, you know, I worked my way up, been here for a year, and I put my time in. I'm happy to get some results out of it. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
The Bears 4-3-2, 2-2-1 at home, 1-0-1 in conference play. Trying to improve to 2-0-1 here today in what would be a huge win against rival Framingham State. Framingham also 1-0-1 in conference play, but they are yet to get a win away, coming in 0-4-1. They have one draw. Still looking for that first away victory. The Bears trying to keep that away from them. Two teams obviously tied in NASCAC standings. The Bears don't want to give up their spot here with conference play just getting underway. The third match for both these teams.
Big game, a lot of stakes, a lot of consequences.
And homecoming weekend, we have a pretty good turnout here. As it's going to be McCormick starting with the ball here for the Bears. Dewhurst puts one on long, trying to set up McCormick.
There it is.
And that one off the bar and then put in by Olivia Robarge already.
7-8 seconds.
The Bears strike first. It's Olivia Robarge putting one in. That's her 7th goal of the season, leading the Bears in the category. And already the Bears strike first. It's the junior from Pepperell putting one in. So we get the replay for you right here. Dewhurst just finds McCormick deep. Then McCormick sets up Robarge. It goes off the upright of the goal, and then Robarge is just there to put it in. Madison McGone was very far out of the net. Nothing she could have done from that distance. As Grayson Teller turns it over to Bailey Brown, and Natalie Matos tries to send it up the sideline, but it goes out. She was looking for Olivia Robarge.
Yeah, the Rams got to get momentum back quickly.
Just what a confidence killer, just giving up a goal in under 10 seconds. And a confidence booster for the Bears as Matos sails that one wide to the net. McGone will field it on a bounce. We had barely sat down, and there was already a goal in the net. Sydney Dewhurst is going to get a secondary assist on that. So it's Dewhurst and McCormick with the assist on that Robarge goal. Again, Robarge's 7th of the season. As we get another Framingham throw-in. Down in front of their own net, headed out of bounds by the Bears. We'll do it again.
It's Baker throwing it in. Gets it to Cooney.
Bailey Brown takes it away from Cooney and then is sent to the ground. Bears will get the ball following the foul.
That was a good 1980s forearm right there.
And Robar's trying to get that one in, but a little bit too far, and it ends up going out. Wasn't able to track it down in time. Some good defending there by Bailey Brown as well. Getting the ball away from Cooney. Cooney again, it goes off her over to Mattos, but Mattos loses it. Now Framingham's working it up. They don't get it any further than Bailey Brown. And now it's Mattos trying to find Robarge down the sideline. Robarge in a foot race there with Abigail Pratt, and that one went out.
Sydney Dewhurst. Goal scored with 44:52 left in the play in the first half.
That's Victoria Potter who will be taking this kick. It's a short one fielded by McCormick. She's trying to get there, and Framingham's just going to kick that one out, not trying to give McCormick anything. And it'll be a throw-in for Tristan Gomes.
I can't believe that goal happened.
Yeah, we know that Sydney Dewhurst has the power, probably the best kick on the team, to score from anywhere, but there she places a fantastic pass, finding McCormick, who then went over and was able to find Robarge. That almost went in off McCormick by herself, just unlucky, hit the post of the goal, but Bears strike first.
Yeah, luckily there's a teammate with no one around her, just able to tap it in later.
I mean, McGowan was so far out of the net that it was really just free real estate down there for Robarge and McCormick. As now they're trying to set up Natalie Mattos, but that one sails out of bounds. A little bit too much on it for the sophomore to track down.
Good idea. Yeah, just too much force.
Now a goal kick here from McGowan. Mattos wins the 50-50. And Lessard puts one high, and it goes in.
What?
McKenna Lessard.
That don't even make sense. Supposed to catch the ball as a goalie, not just let it go in the goal.
Just below the crossbar. And the Bears, within the first less than 5 minutes, have already scored twice. Lessard just takes that one where it sits. And McGowan went up there with one hand, wasn't able to get her right hand entirely on it. And it goes in. McCormick was there anyway in case the Bears need an extra boost. But already a 2-0 lead here on homecoming for this Bears squad.
My mantra is, if you could touch it, you could catch it.
Yeah, it was. She got her hand on it, but just not enough to swat it away as Baker kicks it over, and it only goes as far as Jenna Sweeney. So it's going to be McCormick and Mattos getting credited with the assist on the Lessard goal.
Cooney kicks it to the Bears defense.
Already the second assist of the game for Emily McCormick. The grad transfer in her first year with the Bears. Already making quite the impact in today's game. As the Bears are moving the ball, it's Jenna Sweeney. Now it's Robarge trying to create some space. She'll send it over to Alexis Vanderzijde. And it's Tristan Gomes working with it, far side, as that one just deflects off of one of the Rams players. I thought it went out for a second. Gomes hits the ground. And now the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a foul anyway, and a throw in here for Tristan Gomes. It's Vanderzijde over to her right. She'll drop it right in front of her. And now it's Vanderzijde getting it over to Sweeney. Sweeney sends one across. Matos not able to get the touch, and it goes out behind the goal. So the Bears really dominating on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, you've barely seen possession over in front of their goal.
Maybe like 30 seconds total game time.
As Sydney Dewhurst gets this one away. Still fighting for it. Now she gets it over to Matos. The Bears forcing another turnover here, trying to send one on for McCormick, but a little bit too hard for the grad student. And it'll be a Rams throw-in. Goal kick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was a throw. I thought I saw Baker setting up for a throw-in.
I was going to correct you, but you came to your senses.
Yeah. As Matos wins the 50-50, and now it's over to Sweeney. Sweeney crosses it over left side for Vanderzijde. Vanderzijde puts one on right into the arms of Magone. So a shot with some distance from Vanderzijde, but Magone almost directly at her.
Ooh.
Ball's with Hope Montgomery down near the 40-yard line as she gets it over to Sydney Dewhurst. Now it's Bailey Brown, the senior captain, crossing it over to the middle of the field to Jenna Sweeney, who lost it to the foot of Cooney for a second but got it back. And now it's Natalie Matos. So the Bears just dominating possession as Bailey Brown sends it up for Olivia Robarge. Robarge just trying to kick it away from the Rams defender, but nobody in the area for BSU.
Again, pushing the pressure on the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, in these first just about 8 minutes, almost all of it's been played out in front of their goal. There was a little bit of time where the Rams had it over on the Bears side, but really it didn't last that long.
Penalty against the Bears.
Rams will take this kick from the 25-yard marker. One goes a long way, but it's played by Hope Montgomery. And now the Rams able to get it off the touch by the freshman for the Bears. Vesk will pick it up and wait for her team to set up before kicking this one away. Right to the middle of the field, almost directly at Grayson Teller. And now the Rams have possession. McCormick disrupting it. That one goes out. Last touched by the Rams, it was Rosalie Pagoni. And it's Matos with the throwing. Lassard, good kick, trying to find Robarge upfield. Robarge defended closely, hits the ground, and there's a whistle. The Rams not trying to let Olivia Robarge get any space after opening the game up with a goal, like we said. 7 goals on the year after that one. Bears leader in goals scored this season. As Dewhurst will come over for the kick. Dewhurst well-placed kick, nobody there to touch it for the Bears. A little bit too high to get a head on it, and it heads out of bounds.
I know more about football than most of you do.
So it's McGowan back there with Potter, and Potter will kick it away. Down the sideline, stays in bounds. Montgomery puts it out, and it'll be a Rams throw-in. About the midfield mark. Fisher throws it in, too high for anybody. Eventually tracked down by Hope Montgomery, who gets it back to Sydney Dewhurst. Now to Vanderzijde, sending it up the field. Gomes lost it for a second. Dewhurst able to get it back. Robarge Fighting for it, lost it, and now it's Bailey Brown sending it up the field. She was looking for McCormick, but was met with the foot of a Rams player. That one last touched by the Rams for the Mattos throw-in. Mattos drops it off for Sweeney. Puts it up, it's Lazard now. Robarge with some space, tries the set piece, and it's kicked out of bounds. He's in offsides anyway on Olivia Robarge. First offsides of the game for either team. Ball taken by Bailey Brown off the kick. She loses it. Dewhurst gets it right back. Now it's Cooney with it for the Rams. Trying to gain control. She gets it up to Haley Ring. Ring battling with Brown. Brown able to get it over to Mattos. And now it's Lassard trying to send it downfield, but too much on that. And just a slow roller into the arms of Magone. Magone skies this one down the far sideline. Bears win the 50-50, but it's the Rams getting it back. As possession's disputed, now it's Vanderzijde picking it up for the Bears. Vanderzijde over to the middle. She'll find Bailey Brown. Brown off to the right over to Mattos, who put it on, and just not enough speed on that to get it past Magone.
Yo, dog. I could hear you on.
Magone, 10 games played this season. She started all 10 of them. 3.35 goals against average. 83 saves on the year for the junior. As that one's sent out of bounds. Kaylin Bierce, the other goalie on the team, has seen 13 minutes of playtime this year in relief. But it's been Magone who's taken a majority of the work in net, as now it's Lassard battling for it on the sideline, and the Rams are just going to kick it out. Bears again forcing the ball deep in Rams territory, now a throw-in for Mattos. Olivia Robarge has it now for the Bears with some space. She'll get it to Mattos. Mattos keeping the ball alive, trying to cross it over, but she'll meet the foot of Abigail Pratt. We're going again with a kick, only as far as Mattos. She heads it. Robar's trying to get over there. But the Rams attempt to clear. Ball's down midfield as the Rams clear successfully. Montgomery plays it off her head and is able to get it away from the foot of one of the Rams players. I believe that's Megan McAuliffe, who was pickpocketed down there by the freshman. Now it's Gomes. Ball middle of the field now. McCormick passes it off to her left. Now out in front, they were looking for either Robarge or Sweeney, but all they find is Madison Magone. Magone's kick over the head of McKenna Lazard, played first by Haley Ring. And now it's Cooney with it for the Rams. Rams looking it up the near sideline, deflects off Mattos, and it'll be kicked out of bounds by Haley Baker. Now it's Vanderzijde. Over to the middle to Lassard. Lassard will leave that back for Jenna Sweeney. Bears trying to move the ball, but the Rams sending two defenders at whoever has the ball. After letting up those two early goals, you got to try something. As they have it now far side. And they might have an opportunity here. Gomes right into the arms of Magone.
Definitely better defense by the Rams going forward here.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped it up. Obviously, a little bit of a miscue early in the game on that opening goal, and then the second goal as well was just really well placed by Lassard.
And you can't blame the defense for that second one.
No, yeah. They caught him sleeping for the first goal, and then Lassard just put it in the right place, just too high for Magone. Obviously, she was able to get a slight touch on it, but wasn't able to completely get that one away. Dewhurst sends it middle of the field. Jenna Sweeney there. She has a lot of space to work with. As she makes someone miss, Sweeney tries to pull it on and just off the post of the goal. Jenna Sweeney barely missing, which would have been the Bears' third goal of the game. The replay here and just hits the side.
Great job to get open too. That was a fabulous move, right idea. Just an inch too far left.
Yeah, Sweeney showed off the footwork and almost paid off. Possession disputed. Cooney kicks it. And the Bears just going to let that one go out of bounds. Good decision there, as now they have a throw-in from Montgomery. She'll get it to Dewhurst. Dewhurst crosses over to Brown. Brown trying to create some space, and she'll leave it for Mattos. Mattos caught up by Haley Baker. And that one went out. So another throw in here for the Bears. 27:33 left to play here in the first period. As it's the senior Dewhurst with the ball. She puts one on long for Sweeney, but a little bit too long, as Sweeney's not able to track it down. Rams only get the ball as far as Tristan Gomes. And Vanderzijde loses it for, I'm sorry, that is Gomes, who loses it for a second. Regained it, but now it's Framingham with possession of the ball. Rams trying to move downfield. Levesque comes a long way out of the goal to kick that one.
That could have gone poorly.
Now it's Dewhurst. Right side, she leaves it for Mattos, who tries to set up Robarge, but too much. Well, the Rams have tightened things up here after letting up those two early goals within the first 5 minutes. And it's been quiet. The only bad thing for them is most of this game, regardless of the defense, has been played down in front of their net, as that one goes out, and it'll be another throw in here for Bridgewater. You can see right there, 3 shots on goal for the Bears, 0 so far for the Rams. It's been a quiet day for Logan Levesque. Hasn't had to do a whole lot, had a couple goal kicks, and that's about it. Dewhurst over to her left for Montgomery. Montgomery trying to send it up for Vanderzijde. So McCormick, who had the ball up the far sideline, was kicked out of bounds by the Rams. Bears will take the throw in. They find McCormick, and that one goes out. Last touch by Bridgewater. Looks like the Rams are getting ready to send on a pair of substitutions, as Magone kicks that one down across to the far sideline. Out of bounds, deflected off somebody. I believe it will be Rams possession still, as now they will send on their subs. Megan McAuliffe is the one who subs off. It's Beyonce Gray who comes in. Sarah Campbell on as well in place of Rosalie Pagone. First two subs of the games here for the Rams as Brown has it with some space, working up the field, trying to find a passing outlet, but it's Baker who kicks it away, disrupting what I believe was a setup for McCormick. And that one will go out off the foot of the Rams. So throw in here for Emily McCormick, and 4 substitutions on for the Bears. So hold that. It's not even going to be McCormick throwing it in. She's subbing off, as you see Natalie Matos subbing off as well. Sydney Souza will come on in place of Matos. Lauren Selmayer comes on for Tristan Gomes. Good to see Selmayer out there. She had been dealing with an injury and hadn't seen that much playing time because of that this season. This is her first appearance at home, and very fitting on homecoming weekend. Caroline McCormick subs in for her sister Emily, and Abby Shea on in place of Alexis Vanderzide to wrap up those 4 subs for the Bears. Middle of the field, it's Lassard, too far in the net. And McGowan was moving over there anyway. To Victoria Potter, who will take this kick. Jenna Sweeney with the ball now for the Bears. She's got some room trying to work away from a couple defenders, and she'll get it over to Bailey Brown. Cooney deflected that, but it went out off her, and it'll be a throw in here for Sydney Souza. Souza finds Robars. Robars
Wow.
sends one way out. Who's trying to cross it over to set somebody up. And I think there's a whistle there anyway.
That was impressive, though. On the run, stopping on a dime and putting that much air on it.
Long thrown here for the Bears, a little bit too long as it goes out of bounds. No one able to touch it. That's Selmayer who's on the throw-in, making her first appearance for the Bears this year. You see she's got that knee brace on that right leg. As it's Potter taking this kick. Cooney trying to work on Abby Shea. And she'll drop it back for Haley Baker. Jenna Sweeney coming over to press up on her. And that one goes out of bounds. The last touch by Sydney Souza, so a throw in here for Haley Baker. Baker drops it right in front. And the ball only goes as far as Jenna Sweeney, who had some contact there with Haley Ring, but the Bears get possession. It's Montgomery over to Dewhurst. Dewhurst trying to send it up for Selmayer, but intercepted by one of the Rams. This one's sent way up in the air and out of bounds. And bouncing onto the track. I believe that's going to be Bears throwing. It will be. And it's a Lauren Selmayer who will take it. Kicked out of bounds by the Rams for another Selmayer throwing.
Good job.
50-51 by the Rams, but the ball's on the ground now, played by Lassard. Now it's Cooney picking it up off the deflection from one of her teammates. Some good defense here by the Bears, trying to not let Framingham work any deeper down the field as Selmayer sends it up a ways. And the Rams opt to just leave it back from Magone, who kicks it to the opposite side of the field, down for Grayson Teller. That one goes out last touch by Teller. Lassard, some contact there, was trying to set up McCormick, and it'll go out. Thrown here by Baker, drops it right in front of her short. And it's McCormick sending it out of bounds. Abigail Pratt with the kick now for the Rams. Grayson Teller sends it down. Dewhurst plays it and gets it over to Sweeney off the hop. She lost control, and it'll go out. Under 20 left to go here in the first half as the Bears maintain that 2-0 lead, but really haven't seen much offensively since the first 5 minutes. They've had a couple shots, and that's about it, but most of the offensive action happened really early. Like we said a little bit ago, the Rams really tightened up their defense. And it's worked well for them since they have, but they haven't been able to get anything going offensive either. Still haven't had a shot on goal. It's been a quiet day back there for Logan Levesque so far, and I'm sure she doesn't entirely mind it.
I wish I had the time possession stats because I'm sure it's staggering.
Bears now 5 shots, 3 on goal. The Rams 0 shots total. As I'm just going to take a roll over to McGowan. Oddly, no corner kicks so far in this game. I feel like usually you've seen a couple by now, as Montgomery just leaves that one back for Levesque, who comes out of the box and scoops it up. That's about the most action Levesque has seen all day.
Got to keep her awake.
Probably just wanted to touch the ball again. It's been so long since she's done anything back there. The Bears have done a great job keeping possession down on the opposite side, as now Sydney Souza will have a throw-in from almost the corner, trying to find Robarge. She does. Robarge tries the set piece, headed away by one of the Rams, and the Rams will just send it out. It'll be another throw-in here for Souza.
I was going to say the Rams did their scouting report. She was like triple covered there.
Yeah, again, the leading goal scorer of the Bears, as you saw just on screen, subbing off. Pair of subs on now for Bridgewater, as I believe one of them coming on is Ariana Snellgrove. The other is Skylar Conrad. She'll be the one who comes in place of Robarge. It was Jenna Sweeney that Snellgrove is coming on for. So a Rams throw in here from their own territory. It's Beyonce Gray with the ball. She's got 2 Bears defenders on her, McCormick and Souza, and they get it away. Souza with a great move, trying to cross it over from Lassard. Wasn't able to find her, and Lassard sent it straight into the arms of McGowan. Rams drop it down midfield. Selmeyer fighting for it with Haley Ring, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ring. Selmeyer will throw it in back over to Montgomery. The lone freshman in the starting lineup for the Bears today. As now it's Lassard. He was looking for McCormick, and McCormick just sent it back over to Montgomery. Now it's Bailey Brown. She's got some space. We'll send it up the middle of the field. Lassard with a good move. And now it's McCormick, but a little bit too far for the sophomore, as the Rams pick it up, thanks to Victoria Potter. Lassard again. Back over to Dewhurst. Montgomery trying to track this one down. She eventually will. And now the ball's back with Lassard. Dewhurst stutter steps. Gets it over to her right to Bailey Brown. Brown working with some space up the middle. Finds Lassard, who sends it up a ways. McCormick plays it, and then the Rams get it right back, but only as far as McKenna Lassard. Rams send this one in the air down the sideline. Montgomery is going to watch it bounce out of bounds. A throw in here for Lauren Selmeyer. And once again, she'll drop it back for Montgomery. Ball middle of the field, Ariana Snellgrove. Gets it up, and now it's McCormick. McCormick put some heat behind that and was unable to connect. I believe she was looking up the field for Lessard. Bailey Brown keeps it alive here now for the Bears. Have that one over to McCormick, and that one bounces out of bounds. Last touch by the sophomore. Another substitution on here for the Rams. It's Taryn Smith coming on in place of Olivia Collin. So Smith, the sophomore from Mansfield, will come on to replace the senior from Monson. Collin started this game for the Rams. And it's Bailey Brown who has the ball now for the Bears. Smith trying to press up on her as Brown moves it back for Dewhurst. Now it's Lessard. Not able to get the ball past Cooney, who was able to get just barely a foot on it. Tiptoeing across the sideline with Sydney Souza pressed up on her, and there's a whistle. And that's going to be a foul on Sydney Souza. Cooney will take a second here to tie her cleat with 12:21 left in the first half. Taking the kick here for the Rams, Abigail Pratt. Pratt sends it down, played by Lessard first. Now Souza. I'm sorry, that wasn't Lessard, that was Snellgrove. And now it's back with Snellgrove. She tries to cross it over the middle, but it's sent away by one of the Rams. That's Skylar Conrad, who went up for the 50-50. Ball's in no man's land, nobody near it. Montgomery gets there first. Now it's Selmeyer, as she's forced out of bounds with the ball last touched by the Rams. Selmeyer's seen a lot of action on throw-ins today down that far side, as this one's with Abby Shea now. Puts it up, finds Lessard offsides. Second offsides of the game for Bridgewater. First one came at the hands of Olivia Robarge. This one, McKenna Lessard. Kick now from Pratt. Sends it down a ways. Selmeyer plays it first. And now the Bears have an opportunity. McCormick not able to work her way free. And the ball's back with Magone. Magone down to midfield. Only Bears in the area. It was Abby Shea who had it first. Now it's Snellgrove.
Oh, wow, shoving.
Beyonce Gray and Ariana Snellgrove battling hard for that ball. It was Snellgrove who came away with it. As now it's Montgomery working with it down the side. Over to Selmeyer. She's got a lot of real estate over there. Sends it up for McCormick. McCormick leaves it. And the pass just finds the Rams. It was Haley Baker in the area. Taryn Smith with the ball, now near side, trying to make a move on Bailey Brown. Smith almost runs straight into McKenna Lessard, but it's going to be a foul on Lessard. So the ball will remain with the Rams. Beyonce Gray will take this. Another foul for the Bears. They have 3 to 2 by the Rams. Gray puts this one on. Touched first by the Bears. Now it's Smith going up for it, but Bailey Brown tried to clear it. It only got as far as Beyonce Gray. Now it's Selmeyer. Once again, only goes as far as Gray, but it takes an awkward bounce off her leg, and now the Bears are working with it down the field, trying to send one up for McCormick. but it'll meet Madison Magone as she steps out of the box. Grayson Teller launches one, and Montgomery will just send that back to her. Lassard with a good move. Bears just continue to dominate possession here in the first half as it's Selmeyer with it now. She'll leave it back for Bailey Brown. Smith coming over as Brown got it back to Dewhurst and now gets it back from her. Brown with some space. Leaves it up right side. Souza sends one on. Magone steps out, grabs it. Looked like she had a little bit of trouble with it at first, but able to get her hands on it cleanly.
She's recovered from her past follies.
There's not a lot of movement on that ball. Kind of dropped directly into the arms of Magone, who's been solid since the first 5 minutes. Again, 3.35 goals against average. And a solid .731 save percentage on the season so far. Played in and started all 10 games for the Rams. This is, of course, her 11th start.
Which is the problem in soccer. There's usually not a lot of scoring, so...
Yeah, letting those 2 goals up early could be very crucial as the game goes on. And of course, like we said earlier, this is a NASCAR game. Both teams 1-0-1 in the conference. This is a big game for either squad here. As Montgomery hits the ground. And that's going to be a foul there on Haley Ring.
That was a great job. Great job selling that.
Dewhurst lightly leaves it for Brown. Third foul on the game for the Rams. And that ball just finds a whole lot of nobody as Magone has to travel quite a distance to track it down. Substitution now coming on for Bridgewater. Headed off is McKenna Lazard. It's the first break for her this game, and in for her comes Mia Chrysophides, senior from Marlboro. Making her first appearance off the bench today with 6:40 left in the game. 6:30 now. Rams take this kick and not able to get it past Selmeyer. Selmeyer launches one. And it goes out. We talk a lot about the kick Sydney Dewhurst has, but Lauren Selmeyer, arguably second on the team in terms of powerful kicks. And she just showed it off there. Of course, wasn't able to connect with anybody, but...
Yeah, but the past few minutes, she's made a lot of great plays. Pushing the ball past half.
Yeah, and once again, this is her first game of the season. She's dealing with a lingering injury for the first couple games, and now makes her debut back at home during homecoming. And I know the Bears are happy to have her back. She's been a very crucial player for them these past couple seasons.
Welcome home.
It's the Rams with the ball at midfield. Beyonce Gray. Gray launches one wide of the net. Takes a couple bounces and headed over. There's Bailey Brown. Terrence Smith pressed up on her, but Brown's just going to leave it over for Levesque. Gray gets it. They were trying to get it to Snellgrove, and some good defending by the Bears squashes that opportunity. But for a second, looked like they might have had something going. Trying to set up Skylar Conrad, but a little bit too much. And this one just kicked out of bounds by the Rams. For throw-in by Sydney Souza. Souza drops this one in front via Chrysophides. Chrysophides makes a move, gets it past, tries to cross it over for the setup, but just meets Catherine Cooney. This one taken by Dewhurst. Dewhurst rockets one and fielded on the hop by Magone. McGowan kicks it down to about midfield. It's taken by the Bears. Bailey Brown gets it over to Abby Shea. Abby Shea working on Gray, who was all over her, but Shea able to find Souza across down the sideline. Souza now tiptoeing, working on Baker. And it's going to be Rams ball. Last win against BSU for the Rams came 10 years ago, over 10 years ago now, September 20th, 2014. It was a 4-2 victory.
Did you say 2014?
2014. As Mina Carvalho is just coming into her second year as a coach. And I was 12.
I don't like that movie.
Throwing here for Selmeyer. It's played first by the Rams. Gray battling with Selmeyer. It's going to be the junior for the Bears who gets there first and leaves it for Bailey Brown. Brown now upfield Shea. Played it awkwardly off her foot. And now it's taken by Baker, who gets it over to Terrence Smith, disrupted by Dewhurst. And now Dewhurst leaves it for Chrysophides. Dewhurst trying to work on Baker. She'll just drop it back as Gray came and pressed up over her. Up the field now for Skylar Conrad, but the Rams get possession after it was disputed for a little bit. Dewhurst crossing over with Bailey Brown. She'll just leave it back for Logan Levesque. Smith pressing up.
Little more than 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Chrysophides with the ball, far side for the Bears. Tries to send it up for Conrad, only goes as far as Victoria Potter. And Selmeyer tripped up down the sideline. That's going to be a foul.
It's almost like targeting, hitting her where she's got a brace. I don't know. I'm not saying it was.
Selmeyer's okay. She'll take the ball here from about the 30-yard line. And she'll show off that boot once again. Well placed as Chrysophides collides with McGowan in front of the net. McGowan's down, I believe, still. Chrysophides is up as McGowan helped to her feet by a couple of her teammates. Here's the replay. Just a well-placed ball by Selmeyer, but causing a collision between McGowan and Chrysophides right there. Both of them are okay. They're both up.
I thought they were playing football later today.
They are. We'll be back with you for coverage of that. Game kicks off at 4. Once again, BSN here on BTV. We'll be back with you for that as the clock stops with 1:25 left. See McGowan giving a thumbs up to the bench after that collision. She got the worst of it. Chrysophides was able to get back up. Took McGowan a second. Foul on Chrysophides. Clock still stopped. I don't know what's going on exactly. As I think someone just called the timeout. Not sure who will get credited with the timeout. I think it might have been the Bears, but honestly, I'm not sure.
For the Rams, 1:20, if they scored here, it'd be very big mentally.
Yeah, for sure. They let up those 2 early goals, but they have been very solid, almost lockdown since. I believe what I just heard was this was an official timeout. But again, since the first 5 minutes, really hasn't been a lot going offensively for the Bears. They've got a couple shots on, but nothing else. Rams, of course, still seeking their first shot. Bears have 7, 5 of which were on goal. 2 obviously went in, courtesy of Robarge and Lassard. But the Rams still looking for their first. Teams drawing even with fouls, 4 apiece. The Bears do have 2 offsides, though. For the Rams, none. The Rams really haven't had an opportunity to get an offsides this year, at least thus far.
Yeah, when they have an offense, the Bears defenders have been like basically at the goal.
And neither team has taken a corner kick either.
Interesting statistic there.
So ball's back there for Abby Pratt. Minute 24, clock will start now. As Pratt kicks it one downfield, played first by Smith, and again, Crucifidis runs into somebody with Smith that time. Crucifidis gets the ball over to Selmeyer down the far side. Selmeyer loses it, and I deflected like off her face almost down on that side for a Rams throw.
1 minute remaining in the first
1 minute left in the first half. Bailey Brown with the ball for Bridgewater, working it up. Not able to get it that far, but now McCormick gets it back. McCormick fighting for it. She'll tap it over to Bailey Brown. He was locked in with Abby Pratt there for a second, but was eventually able to get full control of the ball as Snellgrove loses it, headed up the field. Now it's Ring losing it. Selmeyer had it, lost it to Ring, and the two of them disputing possession down the sideline as Ring takes a dive. She gets up, no foul, and that one goes out of bounds behind the Bears' net with 20 seconds left.
Ten, 9, 8, 7,
As
6.
Vest's going to take her time kicking this one away.
3,
Puts the boot on it with
2,
5 seconds
1.
left. And that'll do it for us in the first half of play. Bears lead 2-0 off of goals by McKenna Lassard and Olivia Robards. 2 assists already for Emily McCormick. We'll be right with you after the break, back here on BSN, thanks to BTV.
Being in a community that cares is how you're going to get where you want to go.
Classes are held in the evening and late afternoon.
It offers smaller class sizes. It's a convenient location.
But I've also been given the opportunity to take a graduate assistantship, get hired as an intern.
Career services here at Bridgewater has been a great resource for me.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are setting the blitz and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
So we're back here for the second half of action here on the Bears Sports Network, brought to you by BBTV.
About to get things underway here in the second half of play as the Bears lead 2-0 off goals by McKenna Lassard and Olivia Robarge. 2 assists on the day for Emily McCormick, 1 apiece for Lassard and Dewhurst as well. As the Rams have the ball. Working on Alexis Vanderside's Haley Ring. And Ring tried to cross that one over. I'm sorry, that wasn't Ring. That was Cooney who tried to cross it over to Ring. But the Bears got it back. It's Montgomery with the ball. There's a strong offensive showing early on in the first half for the Bears, coming out with 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. But after that, we've been saying a lot, Framingham tightened up their defense, and they've been really good so far. You see those shots numbers right there. 7 shots for the Bears, 0 for Framingham State. Shots on goal, 5-0 as well. It's been a relatively quiet day back there for Logan Levesque. And neither team's taken a corner kick, which I feel like is kind of an abnormality in a soccer game that we're this deep into. And now that I've said that, I expect a corner kick within the next 2 minutes because that's just how it works. But it is a little bit of a surprising statistic that we haven't seen one just yet.
Well, it's kind of a strange game. I think the first play of the game showed you that. Expect the unexpected here today.
Out there to start the half for the Rams, Cooney, Potter, Ring, Teller, Baker, Pagoni, Calling, Pratt, Fisher, McAuliffe, and McGowan, of course, is back in net. For the Bears, Robarge, McCormick, Vanderzide, Gomes, Sweeney, Matos, Lassard, Dewhurst, Brown, Montgomery, and Logan Levesque back out there as well. So the starting units retake the field, no changes from who started the first quarter or the first half to who started the second half. And they go with the same group. And there we go. I said I expect within 2 minutes that we see a corner, and under 2 minutes, we already have Olivia Robarge lining up here to take one. The first of the game for either team. Robarge usually handles the corner kicking duty for the Bears, as she will right here. Robarge, her kick kicked away by the Rams. On the ground's McGowan, who played that shot off Dewhurst.
Goalie's down.
And McGowan's still down. And there's a whistle. Play's going to stop here. Bears had the ball. It was Tristan Gomes working in that corner on, I believe, Haley Ring. Let's see if we can see what happened. You see Dewhurst just put one on. And, ooh.
Kick to the head.
Yeah, it looks like McGowan took a foot to the head, and a little bit of an awkward fall as well. As she is sitting up right now, getting checked on by the Rams trainer. Coach out there as well, Michael Lanfresca, in his first season with Framingham State, trying to turn this program around.
I hate head injuries.
Yeah, it just, I mean,
the healing process is so much different than a broken bone or anything. You think you're fine, and then you hear a noise too loud or light that's too bright. You just go right back into the feeling that she's having right now.
And hopefully this isn't bad enough for McGowan to get pulled. Hopefully she just got the wind knocked out of her and can stick in the game. But it actually looks like she's going to be stepping out. Unfortunately, Kaylin Bierce will be coming into the game. So hopefully all things are good for Madison McGowan. But she'll have to step off here for now. Kaylin Bierce, the freshman, steps into the net from Shirley, Mass. She's seen 13 minutes of play time in relief this season for the Rams. So not entirely inexperienced, but not a lot of experience coming into this game. Over 800 minutes of play time for McGowan, which is quite a significant amount more than Bierce. Now it's going to be a tall ask for the freshman to help keep this game at 2-0 here in the second half. And, you know, we saw McGowan earlier collide with Mia Crucifidis in net, and then she took another collision right there with her own teammate that time. And maybe it's a combination of the two that sent her out, or maybe that second one was just that much harder, as the Bears almost have an opportunity here. McCormick unable to get the touch on it, and it goes out. But either way, we hope she's okay. And hopefully she's good enough to come back at some point, but I don't think she will. I think they'll play it safe and just put the game in the hands of the freshman Bierce.
I will say credit for her for staying locked in after an early goal let in. Actually, two. I thought she played really well going into the second part of the first half.
Yeah, she did. And even that second goal was just going to be a really tough one. A little bit too tall for her to get a full grasp on. And it wasn't really a whole lot she could do in that spot. She really turned things around after letting up those two early goals in the first 5 minutes. You're right. Next 40 minutes, she played shut down. And did a good job at keeping the score at just 2-0. As Robars tries to cross one over, but it's going to be Pratt there for the Rams. As that one goes out, last touch by Bridgewater. Solid turnout here for the Bears on homecoming. A lot of people in the parking lot as well tailgating. Football game doesn't get underway till 4. But there have been some people who have been here since I was here at 10.
That was incredible.
And they're here for the football game as well. So it's people do go all out for Bears homecoming. As this kick by Dewhurst will be taken from about the 25-yard line. Rams working to clear it now, but the Bears going to try to stifle that ball. Or I believe there's a foul actually on the Robars. There was. Now the Rams will take a kick from the 25 as well. Lining up to take that one is Haley Baker. Baker sends it on, played first by Jenna Sweeney. Has disputed, now it's Dewhurst. Plays it, crossing it over, Tristan Gomes now. Gomes has trouble with it off the hop from Dewhurst. Montgomery there to back her up as coming over for it was Isabella Fisher. Now it's back with Hope Montgomery. Montgomery looks in towards Vanderzide. Vanderzide facing some pressure by Cooney will leave it back for Montgomery. Now it's McCormick trying to work with some space. Some contact there with Olivia Calling and Victoria Potter. And there's going to be a foul and it'll be Bears ball. Once again, it'll be Dewhurst taking the kick, this time from the 40-yard line. You've seen her score from this distance in the season a couple times. Let's see if she can do it here. That one just a little bit too high and through the uprights of the goalpost.
And the people are clapping. The people love a good 3 points.
We'll see some more of that later back here on BTV as the football game gets underway at 4 p.m. That'll be against the Worcester State Lancers.
Oh.
As Bailey Brown has the ball now. Bears trying to work deeper into Rams territory, but the Rams trying to clear it. They turn it over. Bears have it now again. It's Matos. Matos covered well down the sideline. That one will go out. Last touch by the Rams. It was Pratt. And now it's out on the Bears. Thrown here from the Rams, goes out of bounds. Now it'll be a throw-in for the Bears. It's Sweeney who plays it first off the throw-in. Now it's Matos battling for it down the side. And now, looks like we'll be getting a throw-in here. Or not a throw-in, I'm sorry, a corner kick. Second corner of the game. It'll be Robars taking this one once again. Robars almost straight on. Dewhurst tries to head it, and it goes in. Sydney Dewhurst off the corner kick by Olivia Robars puts one in. Dewhurst had that assist earlier and now notches a goal. Goal number 3 on the season for Sydney Dewhurst as we have the replay here.
Oh, wow.
It was really well placed off her head. And I can't tell who that was for the Rams, but she almost played it. I think that was either Pratt or Fisher. Just gets by her to her right. Dewhurst with the first goal in a long time since the first 5 minutes of the game here for the Bears, 3-0. Olivia Robars, of course, will get credited with the assist. So an assist and a goal on the day for both Robars and Dewhurst. Here with 36-10 left to play in the second half. Bears trying to set up another opportunity already after the goal. Robars fighting for it down the sideline with Pratt, but Pratt gets the better of her. And it now goes out of bounds, last touched by the Bears. Thrown here now is going to be left for Haley Baker. As deflected off of, I believe, the Sard. And they'll just take a throw in from further up the field this time. Bears trying to set up another opportunity here to open this thing up even more as it's kicked out of bounds now.
Bridgewater State goal scored by number 20, Sydney Dewhurst.
By the Rams, that was a ring.
Assisted by number 2,
Be another corner here for Olivia Robars. We saw how the last one went.
Goal scored with 36:30
It went well.
left to play in the second
As
half.
Yaz Carvalho giving her team some directions there. Rams set up a little differently, and that kick a little bit further outside. It's about as far as McCormick. McCormick not able to get it through the traffic with all those Rams defenders there. Now it's Dewhurst up against Cooney, and a huge body block there by Haley Baker. Sweeney had it, lost it, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touched by the Rams, and it'll be a throw in here for Bridgewater. Sweeney with the ball, makes a move, leaves it to her right. This one sent on, right into the hands of Bierce. Bierce kicks this one away. Only as far as Alexis Vanderzijde, down around about the 40-yard line. And now it's with Robars. Robars trying to show off that speed to create some space, but gets knocked away by Baker and loses the ball.
That's a good defensive strategy. Just to throw your body in front of her because she's so fast. It's such a great kicker.
Yeah, you can't let Olivia Robars get too far away from you, or else it's not going to end well. You've seen her show off the speed a couple times this game, and almost did there, as this one is launched out of bounds by the Rams. Good job clearing it, getting it out of that corner, as now the ball's with Jenna Sweeney. Sweeney to Robars. Robars was looking for McCormick. Wasn't able to find her. All she got was Haley Baker. This one headed out of bounds, kept in by Bridgewater. Bailey Brown with the ball. Sent it up a long distance, still in bounds. Now it bounces out. Be another throw in here for the Rams. Bears men's soccer also taking on Framingham State. That game away. That'll get started at about 2 o'clock, so probably around the time this one wraps up. Go check that one out on the NASCAC TV app, in case you want to check in on the men's soccer team.
Ryan Ely.
Looking for a big game from the junior captain for the men's team today. They're getting a big game from the senior captain, Sydney Dewhurst, here home for the women's team. It's in contact there, but sticking with the ball and fighting through it was Alexis Vanderzijde. Did a good job of remaining with the ball. And now she gets it back, leaves it to her right for Sweeney. Sweeney.
Oh, man.
Good placement right to Robars. Robars
That's good.
Puts it on and deflected away by Bierce. Risky move by the freshman stepping out of the net that far. but able to get a piece of it, knocking it away. We should get the replay for you right here. Robarge with all the space in the world, but Bierce just able to clip it and send it the wrong direction. Right direction for her, wrong direction for Robarge. As the Bears will have to wait a little bit longer to get their 4th goal of the game.
That's really the only thing the Rams could do, though, because there's no defenders back. So.
Yeah, it was just Bierce and Robarge one-on-one by themselves back there, and the freshman did a good job.
Held her ground.
Yeah, and she very limited experience in college thus far. Before this game, only 13 minutes of play time. Came in relief of McGowan, and now she's asked to finish out the second half of this game for her following the injury. Levesque, speaking of coming far out of the net, does the same thing right here as Cooney was screaming towards the ball, but the junior keeper for Bridgewater gets there first. Bailey Brown sends it up the sideline. And now it's with Robarge. She's got McCormick in front of her and far across Tristan Gomes. That's where she'll go, but Gomes tried to make a cut, lost her footing, and now hits the ground, no foul. The ball is going to roll out, last touch by the Rams, and it'll be Montgomery coming up a long way for the throw-in, but before she can do that, the Bears will send on a couple subs, and Montgomery will defer the throw-in anyway to Gomes. The substitutions will wait as a lot of cheers coming from the crowd. It's actually going to be Rams ball now. They blew the horn like they were sending in the subs, but 4 of them still waiting on the sideline before they come in. We just got an apology from the scorer's table on that horn. They were under the impression it was our ball. As that one goes out, last touch by Levesque. And it'll be a throw-in now for Haley Ring. Or not Haley Ring. She'll just leave it for Isabella Fisher and make me look bad. So it'll be Fisher taking the throw-in now. Looks like Selmeyer amongst the group of substitutions getting ready to come on for the Bears. Once they get possession, as stepping out and grabbing it is Logan Levesque. Levesque boots this one away, trying to find Sweeney downfield. He won't, but Robarge will be there. As the Bears tiptoe this one up the sideline. Robarge trying to show off the burners, crossing this one over from McCormick, but it'll be offsides.
Oh, wasn't that? I apologize.
I think it might have been offsides and then out. So I think either way, we're going to get a change of possession here. Actually, I think it will be out. Not offsides.
I feel vindicated.
And I do not. But the Rams now send it out of bounds. Oh, I'm sorry, the Bears deflected it out of bounds off the kick from the Rams, so it'll be another Rams throw. Selmeyer almost saw some action before she came in as that throw deflected right at her. Rams trying to work this ball into Bears territory. That one just goes out. And it'll be Bears possession. And finally, after waiting quite some time, those substitutions will come in. A lot of cheers and chants going. There's a big cheering section for Lauren Selmeyer below me. I don't know if you can hear that, but they are chanting her name. Abby Shea comes on for Jenna Sweeney. Shea Nelson on for the first time. She'll replace Natalie Matos. Caroline McCormick on for Olivia Robarge. And, of course, Lauren Selmeyer in for Tristan Gomes. That one was launched out of bounds right at the Bears bench. As you saw just a couple seconds ago on the screen, Bears football against Worcester State 4 p.m. Bears seeking their second win of the season after the victory last week against Framingham State, 41-0. It'll be a big win in NASDAQ play for them. And speaking of, the soccer team looking for one as well, as they are currently sitting at 1-0-1 in conference play. Selmeyer tiptoeing down the sideline, does a good job keeping possession. Now she'll send it up for McCormick. McCormick loses it at the foot of Abby Pratt. Emily McCormick, I should say, as her sister Caroline's also subbed in, so now I guess I got to specify. As that one goes out on the Rams, Selmeyer will take the throw. 2 subs getting ready to come on for Framingham. Once they're able to regain possession. A little bit too far for Caroline McCormick. And that one will go out of bounds. So now the substitutions will come on for the Rams. Two on, 2 off. And looks like the Bears sending on a substitution as well. So Sarah Campbell will come on for Grayson Teller. Beyonce Gray back out there for Megan McAuliffe. And for the Bears, it's Anna Rice coming on for Emily McCormick. Rice, the freshman, her first appearance this game. One of 2 freshmen who've seen a lot of playing time for this Bears squad. Her and Hope Montgomery have seen a good amount of action. Emily Lahane's seen a little bit too, but it's been Montgomery and Rice who've taken a majority of the work out of the freshman class so far. Bears working up the field, and they were looking for McCormick, but it should be kicked away.
Did he touch someone's hand?
They won't call it, as Selmeyer leaves it back behind her for Lessard. Lessard kicks it, but it takes a slow hop and is fielded cleanly by Bierce.
It almost looked like a miscommunication.
Bierce kicks it away to Collin. And Collin leaves it to her left for Baker, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Baker. It'll be thrown on the far side for Nelson. Nelson out there for the first time after just subbing on. As again, she'll get another throw in after the Rams send that one out of bounds as well. Dewhurst comes up to take possession for the Bears. After the ball was just sitting there, and there's an offsides. It looked like Anna Rice might have an opportunity there, but the official waved the yellow flag. And that'll be another offsides here for Bridgewater, 3rd of the game for the Bears squad. Still no offsides for the Rams. Not that they've really had a chance to be offsides. Can't be offsides when most of the games have been played on your side.
It kind of sounded rude, Luke.
I was just merely pointing out a fact. I didn't mean it any specific way, as Selmeyer takes the throw in. A little bit too high on it for Alexis Vanderzijde, who collides there with Cooney. And that'll be a whistle and a foul against the Bears. Vanderzijde, the senior from Middleborough, the guilty party. And taking this kick, Victoria Potter, the senior from Rutland. Not too far away from Worcester, the Wachusett graduate.
Ooh. Corner.
See, I knew I'd say there were no corners, and then we'd start seeing them. This is the first one for the Rams. Saw 3 for the Bears. Of course, they were able to score off 1 as Wilbar set up Dewhurst nicely for that header goal that put them ahead 3-0. It'll be Beyonce Gray taking the first Rams throw-in.
It's a good name.
This is also the first time we've seen a corner kick. This is the first time we've seen one taken from the near side. And it's just easily fielded by Logan Levesque. Nothing going to come of the first corner of the day for the Rams. And not a lot has offensively. Haley Ring credited with a header shot there. That is the first shot of the game for the Rams. So it took a corner kick for them to register a shot, as now the Bears have an opportunity to get one here. They were looking for Rice, but just right into the hands of Beers. Bears have outshot the Rams 15-1, 8 of which have ended up on goal, 3 of which have resulted in goals. This one headed by Dewhurst. Montgomery trying to track it down. Gray all over her. And that one will head out. Last touched by Hope Montgomery. So a throw in here for Haley Ring. Drops it right in front over to Rosalie Pagoni. Dewhurst working on Ring. And that ball will be forced out of bounds. Last touched by Dewhurst. So a throw in here for the Rams. It's Isabella Fisher, the freshman from Rainham, the BR grad. Not too far away from here. Vesk will pick up the ball with Beyonce Gray right in front of her. And we'll opt to punt this one away. 3 substitutions on the sideline for the Bears getting ready. As the Vesk boots this one down to about midfield, 50-50, taken by the Rams and Abby Pratt. But Dewhurst able to get possession back for the Bears. Dewhurst tripped up now at the feet of Pratt. Not intentional, but a foul nonetheless. And now Dewhurst will take the free kick.
She's had a great game.
An assist, a goal, and a couple free kicks for her as well. Bears trying to get something else going here. It's Rice with the ball.
Cool.
Yeah, Cooney with some contact on Rice there, and this one's sent out of bounds. Substitutions for Bridgewater will now step on. 3-on-3 off. Vanderzijde amongst those headed off. Jenna Sweeney will come back on. You see her, number 14, on your screen right now. And the 2 other substitutions have not turned their back, so I have no idea what their number is. It looks like Ariana Snellgrove's back out there as well. I'm sorry, that was 28, not 25. It's Emily Lehane we talked about a little bit earlier. She's on for Alexis Vanderzijde. Sweeney was in for Lassard, and Olivia Robarge back out. Cheryl replaced Caroline McCormick. Balls with the Rams. Victoria Potter leaves it off to the left for Baker. Baker working up the sideline. Nelson had pressed up, trying not to get the foul. She backed off. And the ball just barely stayed in bounds as now the Rams kick this one away. Great catch on the sideline by Tori Gemellario, the backup goalie for the Bears. As following the throw-in, it's Dewhurst now with possession. Dewhurst trying to work it up. Bears have a chance, but Robarge sends it right at Bierce. And I got to say, for someone who's only played 13 minutes, she let up that 1 goal early on after replacing Magone. But
you could arguably blame that on her teammate.
You could, and she's been good since. And yeah, you're right. It was off the corner kick, and it was not at her. It was at her teammate who was in the area. So really, the stat sheet will say different, but you really can't blame her entirely.
By the time her teammate allowed the ball past her, it was already in the net. There wasn't anything the goalie could do. Unless she was clairvoyant and predicted where the ball would be. She was pretty much in a bad position there.
Yeah, it's been a solid performance so far for the freshman keeper for Framingham since coming into the game. It's Abby Shea now with the ball for Bridgewater, loses her footing, and there's going to be a whistle and a foul. It'll be Bears' ball still. I think some contact there might have caused the foul and caused Shea to lose footing as a result. It's Nelson with the ball, leaves it for Sweeney. Sweeney off to her left, Montgomery. Montgomery gets it up, finds Rice, but Rice quickly loses it as it's taken away by the Rams. Falling to the ground there was Cooney, not before she could get the shot away. And it only went as far as Sydney Dewhurst. Now it's Anna Rice with the ball. Trying to send it up. Not able to. But the Rams can only clear it once again as far as Sydney Dewhurst. Now it's Montgomery. Rice lost it again. Rams try to clear. Montgomery barely keeps that one in bounds. Great work by the freshman. Now it's Selmeyer trying to set one up for Robarge. Robarge has some space. Bierce out of the net.
Oh, and it's goal.
And that one will take a slow roll in. Olivia Robarge has number 2 on the game.
With a big smile.
Not how she probably envisioned her second goal of the game to be scored. But the sophomore for Bridgewater notches her second. I'm sorry, I'm a year behind. The junior from Bridgewater notches her second. Off the slow roller, we have the replay here. And she got tripped up, I think, with Victoria Potter, and that just threw everything off. I don't think she was fully able to kick it before going down. You see she's having a laugh about that.
Well, I feel like all these goals, except for maybe the corner, have been like errors or just like odd positioning or unlucky bounces.
Yeah, the opening goal obviously was really odd positioning. The second one was just too high from the gun to get her glove on. And then, of course, the corner, just unfortunate positioning. And then that, however you describe it, is there's some contact there as Montgomery hits the deck. It's goal number 8 on the season for the junior Robards. Lauren Selmeyer with an assist in her first game back from injury. First game of the year as well. Already with her first point, making an impact here for the Bears.
It's cruise control right now for the Bears.
So Robards with a pair of goals and an assist so far on the game as Vest kicks that one out down in the area of Shea Nelson. But it'll take a bounce out of bounds and be a throw in here for the Rams. Rams will send on a pair of substitutions. Taryn Smith on your screen right there. She'll be one of them. Anna Rice also going to get credited with the secondary assist on that Olivia Robarge goal. So it'll be a throw in here for Haley Baker as Grayson Teller comes back on for Sarah Campbell and Smith was subbing on for Rosalie Pagoni. It's Gray getting tripped up down the side. They'll let him play on. Bears have the ball, but aren't able to get it that far before the Rams get a touch on it. Now it's Dewhurst fighting through some contact, and there's going to be a foul here on the Rams and Haley Ring.
Bridgewater State goal scored by number 2, Olivia Robarge. Assisted by number 21, Lauren Selmeyer.
Dewhurst sends this one a mile wide of the net and will just bounce right over to Bierce.
Goal scored with 16:02 left to play in the game.
Sure, a scary moment for them as Robarge was in the area as well. Looking for the hat trick.
Adding insult to injury.
Is going to have to wait a little bit longer before she's able to get a shot at it. Middle of the field, Bears have the ball. Some contact there, but Lahane does a good job keeping possession. As now it's Robarge, she's got Lahane to her left. Far, she's got Abby Shea, who she was looking for, and now it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Baker.
Yeah, she wants that third one.
Throw-in here now for Bridgewater. And there's a whistle. We'll redo that throw-in. As the Bears were trying to send on a substitution, they'll get it off now. I believe it will be Robarge checking off. And checking on is going to be Jessica Duran. Sophomore out there for the first time this game. As now it's Anna Rice who leaves it back for Jenna Sweeney. Sweeney over to her right. Was looking for Nelson and played by the Rams and sent out of bounds. Good touch on the sideline though by Freddie Beckman, the Bears goalkeeper coach. As another substitution here for Bridgewater coming off, Hope Montgomery. And in her place, I'm not sure who that is. He hasn't updated yet, as you see the throw in there by Nelson. It's Nina DeRusso, who sang the national anthem before this game, coming on now in place of Montgomery. Very good job in the national anthem as well. I would say sang it last year too, if memory serves. And now she checks on for her first action here, with the Bears 4-0 lead with 12 minutes left to go. So I'd expect maybe you see a couple more freshmen, sophomores, and bench players sub on here with a 4-0 lead with 12 minutes. As stepping out of the box to field that is Logan Levesque.
You certainly hope.
Get these players some experience, see what they can do. I wouldn't be shocked if you see that for Framingham in the coming minutes as well, as the Bears already have 2 substitutions getting ready to come on, as it's Terrence Smith with the ball and 1 for the Rams. Dewhurst boots it away down to midfield. This one headed out, but the Rams keep it in bounds. Probably not a great idea as Lehane picks it up. And trying to get it over to Abby Shea, but it'll just go to Beer Shea, looking to avoid the offsides. You see there, next 3 matches, they play Curry on the 9th, then Salem State a week from today, and then 2 weeks from today against Mass Maritime. BSN back for that one. You can still find coverage of the away broadcast as well. Just head over to either of those school websites, and you'll be able to find the live stream there. Of course, the NASCAR TV app for any of your in-conference action as well. As Bailey Brown just going to watch that one roll out. Ball will be left here for Logan Levesque, and the substitutions will now come on. It's Abby Shea checking off now for the Bears. Lassard comes back on. You see scoring. Robarge has a pair, Lassard and Dewhurst all with goals. Framingham sends on Petra Serenik for Haley Ring. Sarah Duran comes on for Lauren Selmeyer, and McKenna Lassard is back out for Abby Shea. Duran, another one of those freshmen we're trying to get a look at here with the big lead late in the game out of Hull, Massachusetts. Getting some action here in the blowout. Nina DeRusso passes it over, and here's Duran. Bears trying to find the other Duran. Jessica upfield.
Oh, wow.
She'll get a foul. There was some contact there.
Take it easy.
Jessica Duran getting into it for a second. It's Isabella Fisher. Talked about the freshmen for the Bears, Fisher and Pratt. Both freshmen seeing a lot of time, and Ring for this Rams team. Anna Rice was headed up the field. Looked like she had a chance, but Haley Baker got to the ball first. Bears still have it, though, as it's Nelson working up the sideline, struggling for balance. There's Anna Rice, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Rams. It'll be a throw-in now for Nelson. Under 10 left to go in the final half. Bears looking to tack on an extra goal. Rams just trying to get something going here. Ooh, some contact there. Again, you see the shots on goal, 10-2. And that's been the story pretty much the whole game. And there's a player down for Framingham State.
We've seen a lot of Cody. What are you doing? We've seen a lot of contact today.
Clock will stop with 7:59 left. Rams player down near about the 30. And head coach Francesco will come out to check on her. She'll get up. And it looks like that's Olivia calling. She'll get subbed in for walking a little bit gingerly there. A little bit of a limp as she checks out.
I'm going to miss this microphone about 8 minutes.
And Dewhurst will be taking the free kick from around 30. And another tough loss here for the Rams as McGowan went out earlier and now calling. Hopefully they're both okay and will be ready for action again for the Rams in their next contest, but it's something you don't want to see ever. And unfortunately, we've seen it twice here today. As now the ball's with Sarah Duran. Duran leaves it back for Nina DeRusso. DeRusso over to Lassard. Lassard passes it to Lahane. Lahane's getting Nelson to her right. She'll go up instead to Dewhurst.
Oh, wow.
Dewhurst trying to create some space, makes a move, hits the deck, and they'll let her play on. I'm a little bit surprised there wasn't a whistle, but Dewhurst able to get right back up following the contact.
Especially given all the injuries, you might want to think the officials want to control the physicality.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, though, there is only 7 minutes left with a 4-0 lead.
Probably be the clock. Well, yeah, I understand your point.
But I agree. Megan McAuliffe was the one who subbed on for calling after she limped off. Ball's cleared to about midfield by the Rams, but fielded by the Bears. Back with Dewhurst. She looked like she was going to boot it, but she'll just tap it over to Bailey Brown. Speaking of booted, it's booted out of bounds by Abigail Pratt, the freshman from North Attleboro. And it'll be a Bears throw-in here for Shea Nelson. Nelson again with the throw-in. East Bridgewater native in her senior year with the Bears. Moves the throw-in right in front of her. And now this time it'll be a Rams throw-in. Another throw for Shai Nelson. This time goes backwards over to Bailey Brown. Brown leaves it in front of her. Now it's Lassard, but that one's broken up by Taryn Smith. Looking across the field now is DeRusso has it. They're looking up the field for Sarah Duran, but too much. Getting there first is Isabella Fisher, who sends it out. So it'll be a Bears throw-in by Sarah Duran. She'll just drop that one right in front of her from McKenna Lassard. It's Gray with the ball, who kicks it out of bounds. Another throw-in here for Duran. A little bit more on this one. She finds Jessica Duran, who leaves it back behind her for Nina DeRusso. DeRusso working through some contact, makes a good move. Picking it up, finds Jessica Duran, who tries to cross it over to the middle of the field, but it was disrupted. Is setting up down in the corner for the Bears is going to be Anna Rice. We'd seen Robarge exclusively take the corner work today, but of course she subbed off as that one's going to be sent away. Looked promising for a second.
Last second save.
Bears still have it though, working towards the net. Trying the set piece, stepping out and grabbing its beer. She dropped it for a second, but picked it right back up, not letting Sydney Dewhurst do anything with it as we come within 4 minutes left of play. Ball's down to about midfield. Lassard had it, lost it. Gray sends it down. Now it's Sarah Duran. Durant leaves it behind her. Nina DeRusso. And DeRusso is just going to leave it all the way behind. Bears working the ball up the sideline. Trying to finish this game out strong as there's some contact there. No whistle, they'll play on. Bears player got tripped up down that far sideline. I think it was Bailey Brown, who has played the entire game thus far with 3 minutes left to go. A senior captain from Plymouth North. Shy Nelson directing some traffic on the Rams throwing. The Rams just looking for something here in the late stages of this game, as the Bears and Logan Levesque want to keep up the shutout. Some more contact, and I'm a little surprised there's no whistle there.
Yeah, they checked out.
Bears have it in space. Fighting for it is Anna Rice. Still keeping possession. Trying the cross pass, but only finding the mitts of Bierce. Huge goalie for the Rams to let in 2. 2 goals scored in the first half for the Bears. So far, 2 in the second, with 2 minutes left, and Sarah Duran with the ball. Lahane moves it off to her right. This one was scorched out of bounds by Haley Baker, who's also yet to sub off. As it'll be another throw in here for Shy Nelson. Nina DeRusso now with the ball for Bridgewater. Trying to send it up the middle of the field. Up the field, Rice had it and lost it. Wasn't able to have full control. And now it's Beyonce Gray with the ball for the Rams. Trying to set up to Petra Serenik, but unable to connect as the Bears pick the ball back up. Under a minute left to play now. Bears have a chance to uphold this shutout. Nelson sends it on a distance, but bounces out of bounds before another Bear can get there, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rams down in their own territory. .30 seconds left to play now. And the Bears have locked up their second NASCAC victory of the season. They'll improve to 2-0-1. The Rams will drop to 1-0-2. Back-to-back wins here for the Bears. At least within the next 10 seconds.
9, 8,
3 goals scored their last game.
6,
They
5,
one up themselves here
4,
today with 4.
3, 2,
As the clock
1.
expires. Robarge with a pair, Dewhurst with 1, Lessard with 1 as well. Robarge and Dewhurst also had assists. That'll do it from us here on BSN at BTV, as your Bears are victorious 4-0 against the Framingham State Rams. Of course, BSN and BTV will be back at 4 p.m. as the Bears football team takes on the Worcester State Lancers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Luke Mansfield.
And I'm Davis Nutter.
Remember, every day is a great day to be a Bear. Be safe and enjoy homecoming.